In my earlier days, I did used to partake in what is called New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, but that's when I didn't know any better, and just didn't know the Father's word, and that there's nowhere in His word that we are to partake in um, those festivities for what is called the New Year's, and also to like I realized that at this time of the year is really not even the true New Year. That's something that um, we've been taught, um, from the nations to believe that this is a start of a new year. The new year actually starts in spring, which of course makes sense because um, spring is like the beginning of like a new beginning, everything new, everything blossoming and growing, and just that makes more sense for the new year to begin. But anyway, so yeah, I just don't, we do live in the society we live in. I mean, we do have to go by the calendar year that we just have to go by in everyday life. And it's okay, of course, to acknowledge that it's the new year of what I would say the new Gentile year, according to the nations. Um, we have no control of um, the authorities of this world, of them changing the calendar and everything like that. But we are still in control of whether or not we take part in festivities of it. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, there is um, what is called pagan origins of the new year, and that's, customs, rituals, and things like that have nothing to do with the word, or with the word, I mean the scriptures of the Most High Yah. Um, and so, just for example, just a little bit of history about New Year's. So, like, what is called, well, first, the celebrations do date back to thousands of years ago, and also what is called, I probably not pronounced it right, but it's spelled Akitu, Akitu. It's the earliest record of the New Year's festival, and it was celebrated by the Babylonians around 2000 BC. So it was an 11-day festival, marked the spring equinox and return of spring. So that particular time they were celebrating it spring, but it was like ritualistic to symbolize their gods' victory over chaos and cleansing the world. Um, and also included their statues. Their statues were at parades that they had, and a crowning of a new king. Um, and then also there was a Celtic New Year, and so that took place on the Um, Eve Day. It doesn't. I really don't have too much information on that, but I know like it has something to do with part of like the time where people celebrate Halloween and the rituals of that. Um, and also the Roman New Year, which is around the winter solstice times, and they did believe that the moon goddess Diana flew over the fields to make them fertile. Um, they also believe it's some old lady who will make a final gift of food and seeds to people before dying and promising to be reborn in the spring. Um, and also the New Year's Day, the January 1st that we know of, was named after a Roman god named Janus, the god of doors and gates. Um, and even like the customs that people do, such as kissing at the stroke of midnight, have pagan origins. Um, things like that. So it definitely has nothing to do with uh, following the word of Yah and not something that we are told to we have to partake in. Um, yeah, so it's just like people kind of just celebrate just because, just following the crowd, and um, it's people just even do dumb things on the eve, and then um, it's just a lot of things can happen, and then but yeah, I remember just taking part and like if I didn't do anything the eve of, then I would like go to a family's house, and there's like some tradition where some families cook like black eyed peas, something about good luck or whatever. I personally, I don't believe in luck at all. I believe in being blessed. It's just the whole luck thing. That's just a whole other thing of like, um, that doesn't have nothing to do with the Most High either. But, anyways, like, yeah, that has like, um, pagan origins as well. And just one sec here, I just want to um, see if I can pull up this, so just basically like if you don't know what pagan is, so I know I keep mentioning that it's basically just someone who doesn't worship the Most High, Yah of the Bible, who's not um, into that. Um, let's see, trying to think what else I could say for that, but um, because it has to do with like worship of ancient religions, or like gods, worship of gods, basically, that's what pagan is. So even though you may not be personally like purposely trying to do that stuff, or you don't understand and you just follow what everybody else does, like I did myself at one time, that energy is just being put out there because the higher ups, the witches and warlocks, they love that energy. And there are people that are self-proclaimed pagans, like they know that. They are. That does exist, and they're still carrying on the traditions, I guess, from their ancestors. I mean, I don't really know, but you could just research that yourself. It's always good to look up things and just see what you're getting yourself into. Don't be afraid to do that. But yeah, I'm kind of just up because like people are outside and stuff making a lot of noise. Can't really sleep right now. Right now, but it's just not to be negative about anything. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You just praise God that you making it another day, God willing, making it another year, um, calendar year. Just say calendar year. You can still be positive in these times that we are in with a lot going on across the world. But just be mindful of what's you're getting yourself into, and you know what's going on out here. Um, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about that. These are just the reasons why I personally don't partake anymore, or celebrate it. Sometimes people, because they don't understand, they really get mad at you for not partaking or not being excited over, like, for example, what is called New Year's Eve. People could get really mad about that, but you just have to, like, if you're a person that's not trying to partake, and you do have understanding, or for whatever reason you just don't want to partake, just separate yourself from people that are just gonna be negative towards you, and or try to stumble you to partake, or hate you, basically, because you're not partaking or showing the true demons. It's really the demons on the people, not the people. And, they may not just really understand, and that's fine. But, there's nothing wrong with you taking a stand and keeping yourself separate from what a lot of people are into that are just, you know, lost that don't understand yet. Because, still people will eventually wake up sometime during their life and understand more. But um, yeah, you just don't want to be around people that are going to stumble you and just hate you just because you're not staying up past 12, contacting everybody that you know, saying Happy New Year's. I mean, then you don't need to be around that person at all. Um, because that um, can be dangerous or just, like I said, a stumbling block to yourself and your walk. And you just need some sort of peace that you can get in this world that we are living in and be around, like-minded people. Um, if you have that, it's good to have, people that do understand. If you don't have that yet, just just pray and seek that, and the Father send the right people your way into your life. But just know it's not going to be a lot of people, because that's just not how it works. And then you have some people that do know the truth of things, and they just don't feel comfortable um, in being set apart and separating themselves. They still try to follow the crowd, even though no. But once you know, we are all accountable for what we do. Okay. So yeah, just hope everybody still has a good evening, and you know, just I just want to say thank you for listening. If you do understand, if you don't understand, that's fine. Nobody, I know everybody has their own time. Like I had my own time to wake up to a lot of different things. So with that, I just want to say shalom.